I'm Cindy Stankowski. I'm Executive Director of the San Diego Archeological Center. We're a nonprofit organization, and our mission is to curate archaeological collections and to promote their educational, scientific, and cultural use to benefit a diverse public. Curation is the care, management, and use of archaeological collections. Care means that they're stored in an appropriate environment. Manage means that they're organized and accessible so researchers can come in and continue work with them. And use means they're used for educational programs, for cultural renewal, any use that seems appropriate for 10,000 years of California history. The center was formed in 1993 in response to something called the curation crisis in California. Laws required archaeological artifacts to be removed from sites before development took place. So basically, if you wanted to build a new housing development, you had to hire an archaeologist to remove cultural resources from the site before development could continue. They used to go to museums, but the museums quickly became full and couldn't take any more collections. So a group of folks, professional archaeologists, historians, and concerned citizens got together and said, we have to solve this problem. What we envision is an archaeological repository where these things can be stored in perpetuity. We were able to make an arrangement with California State Parks to lease this building and to redevelop it into a curatorial facility. What we needed to figure out was how many collections could we put in there right now and how many could we put in there in the future. It became obvious early on that we needed some kind of compactable shelving storage, as we already had 4,000 cubic feet of artifacts to take care of. I looked around at some of the different vendors, and I was directed to the Olpin Group. I was very glad to deal with the Olpin Group because they could provide me with the information I needed to make the best decision. The other thing that helped me a lot was that many times capital funding grants require a match or some in-kind services, and they were willing to offer that in the way of planning and design work. And they were also incredibly patient. Any nonprofit's going for a grant, it can take often a year before you actually get funded. But Olpin Group was with us the whole way.
These are the shelves that the collections, when they were done, originally went on. This was a very limited space, and fortunately for us, the new shelving came just in the nick of time.
We were able to take 4,000 boxes that were spread throughout here and design a system in the same area and put 11,000 boxes.
This is the center's groundstone collection. It's all oversized groundstone, monos and matate that won't fit into boxes. Now they're all here. We've got them all on one row of shelves. It's about 15,000 pounds of granite and sandstone that are on the 6 units.
We have over 7,000 archaeological reports. Some of them are 30, 40, 50 years old. We wanted those accessible to researchers. So I was really happy that Olpin Group was able to help us decide the most effective way of storing them. This grant also allowed us to refurbish our lab area. The modular millwork workstations allow every staff member to have their own little space covered with stainless steel so that our rocks won't scratch anything, to be able to process the collections. In the curation vault area, we're also having modular millwork installed so that computers can be put into the curatorial vault. And it turns out that on top of storing the collections, one of the most important parts of our mission is sharing them with the public through exhibits, educational programs for school-age children and adults, as well as continued research for the collections. So what we did in effect was take these cultural resources that had been neglected and stored in garages and self-store units and turn them back into a cultural resource for the public.